Episode 466, AI Rulebook, Building an EU AI Act Governance Tool.
The AI 6 Podcast with Joanne Sweeney.
For the past 2 years, organisations across Europe have been hearing that the EU AI Act is coming. Well, we have now crossed one of the biggest dates in that implementation journey. On the 2nd of August 2026, another major tranche of the Act became applicable, including important transparency obligations. And that changes the conversation from preparing for AI governance to actually putting it into practice. And so, I built something with AI. Hello, and you're very welcome back to AI 6 in this special 10-part series on how I'm building with AI. The EU AI Act entered into force in August 2024. The rules around prohibited AI practices and AI literacy started applying in February 2025. Governance rules and obligations for general purpose AI followed in August 2025. And now we've reached another milestone in August 2026. The EU's AI Omnibus came into force at the end of July and extended the application dates for high-risk rules. Those covering areas such as employment, education, critical infrastructure, biometrics and migration will now apply from December 2027, while high-risk AI embedded in regulated products moves to August 2028. So the timetable continues to evolve and it's very hard to keep up. And for most people, reading or understanding legislation or policy is quite difficult and not very engaging. And we know that organisations are already using AI, and so governance can no longer be a document somebody plans to write at some point in the future. We now have to understand our own AI use within our organisation, within our workplace, and we have to comply. And so I decided to think about, well, how could I keep myself up to date on compliance for my own business? And if you heard the first episode in this special 10-part series, you will have heard me say this is how I start when I want to build something, what's useful for me or my work. And so I decided to build AI Rulebook, and I have linked it in the show notes, linked to the podcast and also to the blog post. I'll also give you the URL. It's airulebook.digitaltraining.ie. And I built it using Lovable. So AI Rulebook begins with 10 plain English questions about how an organisation is using AI. From that, it creates a readiness picture, identifies a preliminary AI Act role, and highlights priority actions. From there, an organisation can build out its AI inventory, what tools it's using, identify findings and actions, and then generate a tailored AI policy. But one of the decisions I made during the build was that I did not want the important governance decisions to depend on a generative AI model simply making its best guess. So the classifications and triggers are driven by a versioned rules library. When a clause appears in a policy, the user can see where it is, which answer triggered it, and the relevant source in the legislation or guidance. And that matters because that's a governance layer. I'm not a legal expert, but I want to refer people to the particular piece of legislation, and it has to be explainable. The other important lesson from building this product is that an AI policy on its own is not AI governance. You can have a really helpful policy sitting in SharePoint, but nobody's following it. And governance means knowing which AI systems people are actually using. It means assigning responsibility, it means AI literacy, it means understanding risk, documenting actions, keeping evidence, applying human oversight where it's needed, and being able to show that the controls written into your policy are actually happening inside the organisation. So policy meets practice, and you've got evidence to demonstrate that the guardrails are in place. And so I started to think about AI Rulebook less as a policy generator and more as a living governance system. The policy is part of it, but then you have the AI stack or the inventory, the readiness assessment, the findings, the actions, the evidence, the version history, and the ability to revisit the organization's rule of AI as AI evolves, but also as your use of AI changes. So I used Lovable, as I mentioned, to build it, and I was engaged in what we call vibe coding. So I was explaining to Lovable exactly what I wanted to build, what problem I wanted to solve, and how I wanted to operate, and how I and clients could interact with it, and what was the output. So I didn't just say, hey, build me an EU AI Act product. I actually described the problems, the complexities, how I thought a solution like this could help organizations, starting with me. And then as I vibe coded, I thought about new ideas. And this was built over probably 3.5 days of spending hours engaging, leaving, coming back, testing. And I've actually handed it over to a lawyer to have a play with it to see what they think about it. And again, we can build things, but are they actually useful? And so AI Rulebook is still at the testing phase. Also, when I give you the domain, I also connected it to my own domain, so linked to digitaltraining.ie. And what I would say is it's in beta, it still needs more testing, and it absolutely needs a group of people to test it. So if you want to test it for me and be part of my pilot testers, then get in touch. Drop me an email to joanne@digitaltraining.ie or send me a DM on LinkedIn and ask yourself, what could you vibe code? That's it for today's show. If you're ready to turn these insights into skills, here's how I can help. Get your copy of my book, AI Playbook, on Amazon. It's the perfect companion to the show. For weekly AI strategies, subscribe to my newsletter, Human in the Loop, on LinkedIn. Or if you want to take the next big step, you can take our CPD accredited professional diploma in AI. Maybe you need something more tailored for your organization. You can book a call in my calendar at digitaltraining.ie. Or if you work in government or public sector, go over to publicsectormarketingpros.com. If you found this episode useful, please share it with a pro that you know. And I'd love to read your comments on Spotify. And if you can, take a second to like, rate, or subscribe wherever you listen. It really helps the show. This is AI 6. I'll talk to you on the next episode.